Hey guys, um, I get the question a lot, what do we do in the winter? And it's a great question. There's snow on the ground right now. We aren't growing any crops currently outdoors, but a lot of farmers do grow throughout the winter, and they use various season extension techniques such as row covers or high tunnels or growing in their greenhouses. And that's definitely something we want to be able to do in the future to provide food to the food pantry year-round. Currently, we're not at that point, but we are working on getting there. So we've been working with a bunch of different folks, bring them in to look at our heater in our greenhouse to try to get that up and running because it's currently needs a little repairs. And we've been doing some work on the greenhouse tables. You may have seen the last video with the casters. And just a cleaning, getting the space ready. We really want to make sure everything's dialed in for the season and there's nothing that kind of slipped through the cracks. So in the future, we definitely will be growing throughout the winter so we can supply a steady amount of food to the pantry and not take that time off. But as I said, currently we're not growing anything, and that doesn't mean we're just sitting around twiddling our thumbs. There's a lot of work that keeps us busy. One main thing is our tools. We want to make sure that they're cleaned, oiled, the handles are sanded down, we're not getting any splinters, and there's no rust forming. So overall, just making sure we're taking care of our tools and putting ourselves again in a good spot for the spring. In addition, we are doing a lot of crop planning, trying to think about next year. There's a lot of factors that go into crop planning. It can be as simple as just throwing down some seeds in a patch of soil, but we were really taking a pretty detailed approach to it. So I have to look at when to start some of the crops in the greenhouse, what times are right to start the seeds for crops that are going to be transplanted out to the fields, such as our peppers that we're doing. But then I'm also looking at direct seeding dates for things that won't be transplanted, like the peas and beets and beans and carrots and things like that. So I want to make sure I'm getting all the times right. We're not having some of our fields have big empty patches throughout the season. Just want to make sure we're having as much growing on the land as we can. So I've been taking a lot of time doing the crop planning, thinking about rotating the crops from where they were growing last year, thinking about our clients at the pantry and what they might like to receive this year, and also thinking about our team and our staff and what we're able to handle, what's in our capacity, what might be fun to grow, what we haven't tried before, what we've tried and worked. So there's a lot to play with there, and it's a fun process, but it does take time, and it takes time to get it right. So we've been doing a lot of crop planning as well. One other fun thing we've been doing recently this winter is a seed germination experiment, which is something that we wouldn't normally have time to do during the growing season. So we've taken a few plastic bags here with some of our older seeds, and we've layered them in moist paper towel and put them on a heat mat set to the desired temperature for the crop we're trying to germinate. In this case, it's 4 different varieties of peppers, too sweet, too hot. And what we're doing is we total the amount of seeds that we put in the bags, and then every 7 days we open them up and we check to see how many have germinated. We'll take those out and record them, and at the end of this process, which should take 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have a percentage of how many of those seeds germinated. So that'll give us our germination percentage, and if that's too low, we'll know that the seeds have lost vigor and we probably shouldn't use them out in the garden. One of the things that I didn't realize until recently was that if the germination rates are low, it means that the seeds that do germinate will not be as vigorous as they would normally be. So this is a great experiment to do, but it's, again, one thing that I probably wouldn't have time to do during the growing season. So the winter is a great time to do some tests and experimenting like that. So when a lot of people think about what farmers do during the winter, or should I say what farmers do year-round, they think about the normal activities, planting, weeding, watering, you know, harvesting. But in reality, there's so many different tasks that occupy our day-to-day lives, and just kind of wanted to show you a little behind the scenes here to just shine a little more light on what we do here at Martha's Community Farm. So one last point is that the winter is a great time to make connections with people and strengthen existing connections. And you know, the days are short, it's dark, it's just a great time to connect with people and friends and family. So thank you for tuning in, and let's try to stay warm out there, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.